Okay, for this podcast, we are going to pick up where we left off. This time, I'm going to use this file called Ballerina and the road image we used last time. And what I want to do is show you how to use pixels from an image to build a channel. So in this case, I've got this ballerina, and the area of concern here is this skirt thing where all the fabric is bunched up. So you've got all these different levels of transparency here. And what I want to do is sort of do a quick way of creating a channel and copying and pasting that onto this background here. So in this file, I've already gone through the slow part of making a selection all the way around her. And then what I want to do is I'm going to select Alpha 1 and duplicate that channel. I'll hit OK. And the reason I'm doing that is because I'm going to destroy this channel in the next step here. So I've got to back up. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to isolate the skirt. So I'm going to trace around her body here. And when I get to the parts where the skirt actually touches her skin, I'm going to make somewhat of a careful selection. But everything else, I can just go way around, because it's not really going to hurt anything by having the selection go way out here. So the idea is that when I go into my Alpha 1 copy, that I can just hit delete if black is your background color. If it's not, hit the little default colors button, then hit delete. So what that does is gives me a selection of just the skirt. And what I'm going to do is load that selection. So I'm going to go up to Select, Load Selection, Alpha 1 Copy, and hit OK. And then I want to go into the color channels, and I want to actually copy the skirt from one of these color channels. But what I'll do first is I'll look at each individual color channel by clicking on them over on the channels palette. And I'm looking for high amounts of contrast. So I'm looking for areas where there's a definite difference in light and darks. If I look at the red, it's very faint. There's not a lot of contrast. Look at the blue, it's even worse. The green is about the only channel that has some decent contrast in this image here. So I'm going to go up to Edit, Copy, and then I'm going to click on Alpha 1 and choose Edit, Paste. That'll paste the skirt in there. Now before I do anything else, if you notice the values here are reversed. It's darker where it's close to her body, and it's lighter where it's out here. So from what we learned about channels, where things are white, they're going to be opaque. And close to white is going to be mostly opaque. So the darker we get, the more transparent we get. What we need to do is actually flip these values. So I'm going to go up to Image, Adjustments, and Invert to just flip those values. And then notice that it's not quite as dark as we are, as white as we'd like it right about here. So I'm going to go into Image, Adjustments, and Brightness and Contrast. And I'm going to turn them both up a bit. I'm mainly looking for the areas of her skirt that are next to her body here to turn white. Once I've got that, then I'll be fairly happy with this. So about like that. And I'll hit OK. And now I should just be able to go into Select and Load Selection. Hit OK. And then just remember to click back on your RGB channel, so you're seeing the color image here. Then go up to Edit, Copy, click on this road image, and Edit, Paste. And if all goes well, you should be able to zoom in on that image and see that the skirt should have multiple levels of transparency. In some spots it'll be opaque, and then as it gets out here where it's just a single layer of fabric, it should be very transparent. Okay, so that's it for this one. In the next one I'll actually show you how we're using this for the magazine cover project.